Today I am reviewing a ton of books. In real time, it's been like 2 days since I stripped all the books from my shelves and started reviewing them all. You can see there are some books behind me. Those are mostly books that I either haven't read, so they're on my TBR, or books that I've already reviewed. I have made 4 nice stacks of books beside me. Stacks that look like this. My plan is to do 4 stacks today. I think that's manageable. I'm reading fiction and nonfiction intermittently and just seeing where it takes me. So, wish me luck on my quest to review all these books today. Okie dokie. I finished this stack of books. Interestingly enough, I found as I was reviewing that my opinions do change as I start thinking about the book. So like, I was reviewing Tarnished Are the Stars, and I realized that I liked this book a lot more than I was giving myself credit for. Like, I remember I put it in a lower stack. I think I put it in the 3-star stack originally because I was like, it's fine. And then as I started thinking about what I liked about it, I realized that there were a lot of things I liked about it. So I ended up putting it higher. Again, my issue with rating books generally is that I don't think, like, it's not necessarily true that the books I most recommend to people are the books that I enjoy the most. Like, a good example is like Tarnished Are the Stars or A Blade So Black by Ella McKinney, which was in the stack too. Like, I gave these books 3.5 stars because, like, while I really enjoyed the characters and certain elements of them, and I found, you know, certain elements of these books really, really powerful and unique, I also just, like, remember my reading experience of the book was just, like, average, you know? Like, it's not one of those books that, like, this isn't one of those series that just, like, stays with me and refuses to let go. But, like, I also recommend it to people all the time because, like, I know the things I liked about it are universal objective things. Like, the voice of this character is really, really proximate to the reader. Like, I was so convinced, and one of my friends was too when we talked about this book. We were convinced that this book was in first person present. It's in third person past, which is a much more distant, like, narrative choice. But no, in fact, they're in, like, we were convinced they're in first person present. That's how close to Alice you feel when you're reading these books. And, like, that's something objective that, like, is gonna be true for most people reading the book. But on the other hand, the things that I didn't like about it are more me personal things. So, like, I'm a really fast reader. Like, one of the praises I give to this book is that it's very, very close to how I imagine teenagers actually communicating and interacting with the world. But that's also, like, very light, right? And very, like, being very close to the protagonist is actually something that's harder for me to read as a reader. So I moved through these books a lot faster, and I couldn't actually tell you, like, a plot summary of them. And so for me, that's like, okay, maybe these books weren't as good as I, like, recommend them to people over and over again. But I'll still recommend them very, very highly. I just won't rate them as highly. So I don't know. Ratings are weird, but I thought that was something worth mentioning in this point. I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. Whew. This is tiring stuff. Like, I knew it would be that way. And I probably shouldn't have attempted to do 4 stacks of these in one day, but I'm tired. Anyways, I finished my next stack. It was the biggest stack, to be fair. It was 8 books instead of 6. So I really only have, like, 12 books left, and I'm getting through to the books that I liked less, which means I have less to say about them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure I can do this last stack. It's small, so maybe I'll be able to get through it. But man, am I tired. Anyways, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books that I picked out to review. But I'm very tired. It's only like 8:15, but I've been getting so tired recently, which is a combination of, like, me getting up early every day, and also the medicine I'm taking makes me sleepy, and I take it to dinner, and ugh. It's like, I've done all of the hard work thinking about these books. I just have to go sit down and write it, which shouldn't be too hard. The last set really did not take me very long if we're looking at just time frame, but, like, ugh, exhausting. So we'll see. Man, this has got to be one of my most productive days ever. If you don't keep up with my reading and writing vlogs, I've also put entries on those for today, but this is the reviewing vlog. So I have 3 stacks of books here, so that's like 18 to 21 books, something like that, and I'm gonna review them all. I've found that this goes by a lot quicker than I thought it would. If I just like cut myself some slack and just decide like book reviews can be whatever I want them to be. Like I can do the thing where I list like 3 things I like, 3 things I didn't like, or I can just write a sentence that's like, this book was fine, and that also counts as a review. I don't have a lot of series in this pile. There's like another pile back in my room that is just the Shadow and Bone trilogy and the Carlsville series. And then I have like 2 more stacks aside from that, but this is a big stack of mostly standalones. So hopefully I will get through them pretty quickly. So far, according to Goodreads, I have reviewed something like 60 books, and I have added a couple more ratings that I didn't write reviews for because they were mostly like audiobooks. And audiobooks for me are really hard to like rate because I don't read them the way I normally do. I usually just like am playing a video game and I'll turn the audiobook on in the background, and so like it's not really like a reading experience, so it's hard for me to rate them. I have like 9 more stacks total, including the 3 that are here. So if I can get 3 done, then I'll only have 6 left to do during the work week, which will be very nice, and I should be nicely finished by Friday, which is when I want to be finished. So, update. I've finished the stack of books that my camera was on the first time, which is why I'm filming again, because the camera is back on top of the books. This means I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more books to go, so I'm about 2/3 of the way done with what I wanted to get done today. It's 5:15 right now. I forgot to take note of what time it was when I first started recording, but I think it was somewhere around 4:30, so it's only taken me 45 minutes or so to go through this entire stack, if that. I feel like it might have been closer to 4:45. Anyways, the point is I'm almost done, and I feel like I'm gonna get done with the stack today, and I feel pretty good. There are some books that I didn't give a really deep explanation of, and I'm letting go of that, and I'm gonna feel okay about it. I think I originally started this on the thought that I was going to be able to write really thorough reviews because I was like taking the time to do so, but it's just kind of not necessary because like some of these books I've already reviewed in videos and stuff too, so like it's not like I'm just like not reviewing, and also like the like just reviewing a whole bunch of books is like not fun and like not what I'm like in this business for. This is really just to like organize my thoughts and to give myself like a basis for how I'm gonna rate other books, and like taking inventory of the books on my shelf and figuring out what I want to reread, like what I don't remember enough to review, and the books I really enjoyed, and finding books that I enjoyed less. Yeah, just so that I am preparing that vocabulary of like how to talk about the books I like. I'm trying out the color sorting thing. I definitely have some reservations with it, and I don't think I'm gonna keep it that way. Or if I do, I'm gonna definitely do some reorganizing and like make certain rules, but it is giving me a nice idea of how I might want my bookshelves to look eventually, and like some of the divisions that I wanna put into place, and that sort of thing. So in that way it is very helpful, and I'm having a good time just like organizing stuff again. This feels like a lot more purposeful than just like taking all the books off and putting them back on, for sure. Like I'm so excited to be done. I moved through a lot of these books yesterday just like on a whim. Like I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with myself. That's kind of like where I've been going to. I've like been putting books in this chair beside me and just like going back to the book stack whenever I get just like bored, or like not even bored, but like when I'm not sure what I want to do next, and I've been sitting for more than like 5 or 10 minutes being like, what do I want to do next? I'll be like, why don't I just go review some books? And that's been really helpful. Yeah, so I've only got 6 more, and then I will be done, I think, for today. Okay, we've done it. Here's the book list that I just reviewed. It looks bigger than it is, and also my notebook is on the bottom there. Yeah, we've done a solid, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books reviewed. So that'll be that for today, because whew. But I am gonna go reshelve these according to their color because I'm having fun with the color scheme, even though I don't expect it to stay, as we discussed earlier. So, yeah, we're doing well. Today we are going to finish at least, well, okay. Today we are going to make progress. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books in front of me, and then there are about 3 more stacks of 6 or 7 in my room. I've decided that I'm going to reread yet another series before I review it. So that cuts my stack down by a significant amount. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this today and tomorrow. What I've learned from doing this is that not every book deserves like the amount of time to like write an extremely thorough review. I started out writing like small summaries of every book that I was reviewing and like 3 good things, 3 bad things, and then I realized like that wasn't really as helpful for some books. Some books I just want to talk about like in like exaltation because I just like them and I want people to know that I like it, but I don't necessarily have like a specific reason why it made an emotional connection with me, you know? The other thing I've learned is that I have a lot of books. So that shouldn't surprise anyone, and yet it somehow managed to surprise me. Nevertheless, I have a big stack of 10 books in front of me and some chips and queso and an hour in which to take my lunch break. So, check it out. This is the very last stack of books that I have to go through before my reviewing series is complete, except for like the books that I'm going to reread, which I will do as I reread them. But yeah, I'm almost done. Such a relief. Guess who is finished reviewing all the books? Here they are. Well, okay. The book stack is slightly too large, but I'm gonna put all the books on it just for effect. Look at that. That's the last of them. They are all reviewed. In sum, I made 81 reviews this week. This is all the books on my bookshelf, not including books I'm gonna reread, books I read but don't remember very much about, so I just don't feel qualified to review them, or audiobooks, because audiobooks are weird for me because that's not how I like read books. Actually, it's funny. According to Goodreads, I am the number 13 top reviewer in the United States for this week and number 25 globally, because I have written 81 reviews in 1 week. So that's a fun tidbit that I will have and be able to brag about forever. So yeah, my Goodreads is now filled out with all of the books that I have read as of right now. I am going to my parents' house very soon and there are a lot more books there, so maybe I will have more books to review when I get back. Not to mention I will have to be reviewing all of the books that I've read during the month of April, which I will do towards the end of the month when I start wrapping up the month. But yes, I'm gonna go put all these books on my bookshelf and then show y'all. Here are what my shelves look like currently. You can see I haven't organized the dice yet because I'm gonna rearrange everything anyways, but for a visual for right now, you got your reds and oranges, which fade into your yellows, and then your greens. Down here we have some nice cyans, some blues. Over here is a bunch of mostly blue, but with some accent colors. Same here is mostly black with some accent colors. And then a nice monochrome, white to black, fun stuff. I did end up separating a lot of my like box series and trilogies and stuff. And then down here, I'm keeping all of my Harry Potters, but then also mass market paperbacks, because they just don't look good on the shelves with other books. So that's that. I also color-coded my nonfiction books, sort of. So like the first shelf is just craft books, but the second shelf is like mostly like textbooks, but also like other nonfiction books, and then the bottom shelf is my philosophy, and I just put all the Cambridge editions all together because I do like how they look all nice and lined up next to each other. So yeah, this has been a brief but hopefully interesting video about me going through the process of reviewing all the books on my bookshelf in order to make my bookshelves look different, and also to start a new Goodreads account. If you haven't checked out the Goodreads account yet, it is goodreads.com/rikusales, just like my username on everything else. Head over there and read some of the reviews that I've written during the making of this video. I'm going to add more once I finish my April TBR. I'll start adding those reviews and go from there and see if I can maintain a properly updated Goodreads for at least into the discernible future. So thank you for watching this video of me doing nothing but review books and talk about how tiring it is to review books. It's actually not that bad if you cut yourself some slack and just like get in the groove, but I'm sorry if they're not the best reviews in the world, I just wanted them to be there and to be somewhat informative. So let me know if you like my style of book review, which is no style at all. And I will actually start getting into like deeper reviews on my channel in the next upcoming weeks. I have some things planned. There is notably one book on my like have read list that isn't in Goodreads, and so I'm thinking I'm gonna do something with that. I thought about reviewing it now, and then I was like, you know, I took the time to flag all those pages and flag all these incidents, and so I'm going to make a video properly about that. And I will do the same with my April TBR, and then as I get into the books that I'm rereading, I'll make videos about them and then post corresponding reviews there. So let me know what you would like to see from book reviews in the future, and I will do my best to accommodate. Thank you guys, have a nice day.